Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys know what time it is. We're going to be discussing our good old friend XRP. I'm going to talk about some things that are obviously revolving around the space. If you guys are enjoying these updates, smash that like button, hit that red subscribe button. But now let's get right into it. So if we're looking at the overall market right now, guys, you are seeing a handful of coins that are actually up quite a bit. Of course, Tron and BTT. We know what's happening with Tron if you did end up watching my video. And obviously if you end up watching my other videos as well, I did mention as to what's happening with TRX right now and some other coins as well that are actually feeling the love. But pretty much the broader market is still down about 2 to 3%, so nothing too major. But you know, that is something that we can clearly see. XRP is down about 2.4%. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So we'll touch base a little later on the price, but let's take a look at what's happening. So APEC DAO is happy to announce that we are now partnering with RippleXDev to engage and nurture developers to build on the XRP ledger in Southeast Asia. This partnership aims to provide the Southeast Asia developer community with training, meetups, and hackathons to build on the XRPL in this vibrant region. Join the CXPRL developer community to stay updated on upcoming announcements. And I really like this initiative. And the focus that you're starting to see, the XRPL ledger that it's gaining, from so many entities. You hear so much in terms of news. Of course, one thing that I do want to put out there is there's a lot of things that get misinformed. There's a lot of fake news that comes out, but the ones that are confirmed, those are the news that really tells us what's really happening in terms of the XRPL ledger and how much attention it's gaining. And there has been a handful that we cannot even count on our hand actually of confirmed developments that are coming out for the XRPL ledger, and that really shows that this landscape is changing slowly but surely. But in terms of that fear, a little bit of fear that's still being felt for some investors about a potential SEC appeal regarding the case. And speaking about the SEC appeal regarding the case, the judge has said XRP is not a security, so they can't come back and say XRP is a security. But speaking about that, we actually saw something very interesting happening today. I don't know where the article went, but anyhow, I'll just cover that. So basically, of course, gold hits a record $2,530. So we'll come back to this, but basically what happened today is that Solana ETFs, the SEC did not even take a look at them, and they got pretty much, you could say, rejected. So again, this tells us something bigger. So basically, this tells us that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. It's not just like in the first attempt that these VanEck that filed for it. I believe it was NASDAQ, and there was another one, BitShares, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, let me know correct me if I'm wrong, but anyhow, these ETFs did not get even looked at. So this tells us that these ETFs are not going to happen over a snap. It's not going to happen like this. It takes time, it takes a lot of effort, but I do believe that Solana ETF will happen because Brazil actually approved it. Brazil Securities Exchange Commission actually approved the second ETF, spot ETF. So that really shows you that what's really happening right now. And I do believe we're going to see more ETFs coming along. So as far as the ETF conversation goes, and as far as the security is concerned, they really need to understand that a native token is not a security. But we'll see what happens. So gold hits a record $2,530. What is this telling you? The uncertainty within the traditional markets right now. You're seeing these massive big players actually selling their stocks and going into treasury bills. And what is this telling us? This is telling us the uncertainty is still high, and the recession could actually potentially happen. And someone in the comments actually brought up a very good point. Said in grand scheme of things, we haven't even seen the actual recession happening. That's when things just get really ugly. Of course, no one really wants to see that, but obviously speaking about a recession, you're looking at the CPI numbers coming much better than expected. So it just doesn't make complete complete sense. But gold is going crazy. So is this due to BRICS buying gold? Because of course we know that BRICS wants to change its main currency, and could this really be that driving force behind that? So let me know your personal thoughts regarding that, and you can see this for yourself. Our good old friend David Schwarz replied to Wendy's tweet regarding Harris will nominate Gensler as Treasury Secretary if elected. So obviously he's kind of being sarcastic here. You can see good news, everyone. Sources say if Harris is elected, she will remove Gensler as the chair of the SEC before his term is up. Well, guess what? If he removes him off of the chair of the SEC, puts him as a Treasury Secretary, guess what? That is 10x worse, because more power, much more power. If you know how the traditional finance world works, that is much worse. But obviously I like that, a little bit of a joke that he threw in there. But let's take a closer look and see what is happening with the price right now. So if you're looking at dominance index, guys, I'm really starting to kind of pay very close attention to the dominance index right now, because of course altcoins, especially for altcoins, you're looking at the dominance index for the past few days. It's pretty much bouncing back and forth around here, and as of now we're sitting below 57%. So right now you're not seeing the dominance picking up like it was over the past few days. So does this tell us that the uncertainty is decreasing? Potentially. Obviously we need to see the dominance falling a little lower, maybe 55.88%. If it's able to get to that level, guys, I think we could see some nice movements for altcoins. And that could be a huge move for altcoins, especially if Bitcoin stays stagnant, or if it goes up and Bitcoin dominance goes down here. Guess what this tells you? This tells you that the money from Bitcoin right now is going back into the altcoins, and that could trigger an upside for alts. And speaking about altcoins right now, you're noticing a little bit of a trend. I did mention this in one of my other updates, but obviously if you did not watch that, that's totally fine. You could see the coins that are actually moving up right now, like majority of these coins are not the new projects that are quite new, like maybe in the space for the last 2 to 3 years. These are OG projects that are gaining traction. And again, it's not like 30-40% moves, but it's a very interesting thing to be looking at. Do let me know your personal projections regarding that. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, obviously still having a hard time at claiming back above that key resistance and actually staying above there. And this should really give you guys an indication as to why I show the $64,000 resistance so important. That's like one of the most important targets that I keep an eye out for. And as of now, obviously we're not there, and in the grand scheme of things for the broader market, I am not bullish until we do get back above 64. But speaking about XRP, XRP is maintaining its price a third day in a row. Again, this is the weekly time frame, so we don't really want to even go into the closer time frames, because I want you guys to take a look at the bigger picture. XRP third day in a row actually closed back above this key resistance, and that is showing you the momentum has not changed. And again, the target remains the same. So until then, we're obviously going to be hoping that we do get back into the 78.6, but hoping mainly the fact that the price of XRP is to be able to stay back above this key support. But in the grand scheme of things, the momentum shift that we've been noticing has not changed, in my opinion. And I do believe if Bitcoin does crack past these levels that we've been talking about, XRP could be on the move next. But again, obviously step by step, let me know down below what you guys personally think. Love each and every one of you guys. And again, let me know your personal price predictions regarding XRP in the next 1 year to come. Love you all, and if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? We'll see you tomorrow. It's been Crypto ZX, and peace out.